Okay, guys, welcome back. Here we go for part 4 of prophecy proofs of May 21, 2011, and where we are today. I'm gonna be right up front here. I did a typo on the last one, part 3, and I even put in the description of part 3 that typo. But here on part 4, I'm going to explain it here right from the beginning. Um, You see this number here. So this was, I was saying what this was the number difference between 2017 and 2031. Okay? Difference between 2017 and 2031. That is 14 years. That's 14 years. Okay? I wrote up here 2018 to 2025. But if you do the math, it's actually 2018 to 2024. Okay? So I just did the math wrong. And on this side, I had, since this was 5, I had this at 6. So now, since this is 4, this is 5. And then this was 3. And then now it's a 1. And again, I mess up the math again. So, again, so just to be clear, it should be 2017 to 2031. That's 14 years between, and that's all I did is adjust these to match what it should be. And just as a reminder, that's from when Jesus was put to death to where, from 1948 to when Jesus is coming back. Okay, so part 4 here is what do we do with all this information? Like, what do we do with it? Well, guess what? Just like we blew the trumpet here in 2011 and our message was end of the church age, guess what we need to do? Again, we need to do the trumpet. We need to do the trumpet again. I don't know if that's good or bad or what, but we need to do the trumpet again. And of course, the message is different this time. Before, the message was in the church age. Now the message is the harvest is in the warehouse, but it needs to be processed. So I think there's verses you can find. It's like you beat barley with a stick, and the cumin with a rod, or something like that, right? Generally, what happens is you lay it out and you let it dry out, so it loses all its water. And how important is water, right? I mean, spiritually, how important is water? So you let it completely dry out from water, and then you beat it with a stick. And then if it's like bread or something, you run it through the millstone. So it needs process. So the trumpet call is this, that the harvest needs process. Harvest the harvest needs process. And that's not pleasant. I mean, think about this. This is the church. This is what I believe this is happening, is that the church, the true believers of the church, have been harvested and they've come out. They've been separated. Wheat and tares have been separated. But, oh, well, that's the other half, by the way. So the harvest needs processed, and the tares, what happens to the tares? The tares need thrown in the fire. So tares in the fire. Okay? But the harvest, so I think the harvest is the bride. And what's funny is I think the church has told the bride all along that, there's like pre-trib and post-trib and blah, blah, blah. What it looks like to me is that the bride, the harvest, still needs to go through a refining time before Jesus comes back. So they're going to spend the next, so from 25 today to 31 is how many years? Like 7 years, right? You're going to spend 7 years-ish, whatever, in refinement. Dried out, beaten with a stick, beaten with a rod, crushed in the millstone. The tares are going in the fire. The rest of the world, will be going through a general famine again. Except that I believe they call it the Great Tribulation. I just believe that it's going to be well, look. We'll talk. Actually, that's another video. Now that I think about it, I think what the end of this video really should be is part 4. It's just the recognition that our job at 2011 was to blow the trumpet at the end of the church age, and that Satan was going to take over the church, and that wheat and tares were taken over. It's been 14 years since then, and we have a bunch of proofs here. And so now I believe we need to blow the trumpet again. In 2025, things change from end of church age to great tribulation. And part of that tribulation is that the harvest needs process. So the bride has got to go through a refinement period, whatever that means. And tares are going in the fire. I do believe that there is I do believe that there are some good and bad things that we can plan for. So listen, come back for part 5 and we'll talk about what to do, what to plan for, and how to get ready for the Great Tribulation. See you then.